Every decision is you're choosing something and you're letting go of something else. So part of you wants that something else. And it's frustrated, it's bitter. And the bitterness rises. Now, you already know what the right decision is, because you've passed the resolution. But it would be a mistake to jump from resolution to decision and ignore the bitter part of you that you're not following now. You're not following that advice. You shouldn't go back. It's not like you're saying, rethink everything. No. You're past the rethinking. You thought it through. But you need to address the bitter part that hasn't accepted it. You need it to even a little bit concur with you. You need to appease it. You need to talk to the part of you that you haven't decided in its favor. Right? You have two voices, and then you decide that this voice is true, and the other voice is not so true. But the other voice is also part of you. So you need to calm them. You need to calm that part down. You tell them, I know that's not what you wanted. I know you were hoping for something else. I know you dreamt many nights. You dreamt of this other thing, and I'm not going there. I know you're part of me, so I know it's all me. But I want to tell you something. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to find your dream will be fulfilled in another way, in some other form, in some other stage of life. And I love you. You're part of me. And until it's quiet, it's like a little kid. Until it's quiet and it says, okay. Or maybe it doesn't say okay. Maybe it's just silent. But there has to be a little bit of a concurrence. And then you can do the decision. So the beautiful thing about this final trial is that you would think that resolution and decision are the same thing, but beautifully enough, and this is the Sephirah of concurrence is called Hod. Hod has to do with being grateful and thankful, and also admitting mistakes. Hoda'ah, admitting weakness, admitting failure, and being grateful about it. So this part of you fails. It failed. It tried to have the decision go its way. It didn't work. So now it's the losing side, right? Resolution is netzach. Netzach is victory. It's victorious. Netzach is the victorious side, and Hod is the losing side. But you have to make sure that the losing side doesn't feel like a loser, and isn't ignored. So you need to get its concurrence. That it also agrees that this is the best decision for all of us put together, all of the different parts. And then you can go to the decision. The decision here is the post-concurrence the resolution. Or it's really deciding something now that we're all, so you can tell your inner voices, so we're all going with this, right? And again, you don't expect that the other part to be excited. It's not excited, but this is telling you, okay. And so once I gave this to a bunch of teachers, and we're talking about helping couples get married, and then there was one teacher, he was very angry about this. He said, no. I know so many men who, if I would have told them that the part of them that resisted the shidduch needs to concur, they would never have gotten married. They need to totally ignore that part and just go ahead. He wanted to erase the concurrence from this whole diagram. And he was very adamant. He started writing me emails. And
how was that part acting out?
And it was and I tried to now I even remember involving Rav Ginsburg with this, but I don't remember what he said. But anyway, it's here. It's part of the thing. And I think he said something like the person said, like, if you're doing a vote, and then those who don't have enough votes, they lose, but they lose. They don't concur. You have to. It's like you have this democracy, and the majority wins, or those who have enough power, they win. And don't expect the losing side to concur with you in some way. So the only thing I have to say to this is that there are levels of concurrence. That's why I think I said maybe it's only even silent, or the part you have to address it in some way. I still think that. Even those boys that are getting married, those guys, and they have a hard time, and they need their rabbi or their mashpia to tell them this is the way to go. It's even then, don't totally ignore that part that's resistant. You need to address it in some way. Right? That's the concurrence. That's the askama. Maybe mourning is one way. Yeah? Maybe mourning. Definitely you have to mourn.
Otherwise it comes back strong.
Exactly. So the thing is that if you don't do it, it's going to come back with a vengeance. That's part of the deep wisdom that's in this whole structure, is that adding this little thing, right? Hod is the most Jewish Sephirah, because Hod is Yehudi. And it's a Jewish, you have to be, Jews are they have compassion, they have mercy. So you show compassion to the part of you that you're not going in its favor, you're addressing it. Okay, and then you can get to the real decision, and the decision in many ways is the hardest part, the yesod, foundation. This is where it's like the funnel for all the different forces. It has to do also with circumcision. Circumcision is like I'm going for something, I'm cutting something away, it's hard. That's like the decision making. And then I can go ahead and express it and say it and do it. Expression is also doing. Right? Chavad dat is going ahead and actualizing the decision.
Chava is the practical, it's not necessarily verbal.
Yeah, it's not this. Yeah, no. The meaning of chava is verbal. It's to speak, as opposed to dumiya adam, which is silence. But speaking is, we have an expression in English: action speaks louder than words. Right? Action is also speech. So it's speaking in actions. So this was our brief little tour of the parts of decision making, the art of Hasidic decision making, and I hope you gain some wisdom out of this, and this will help you, as it has helped me in some situations in my life, make better decisions. I would add one final little thing: is it's not as if every time you make a decision you have to pick up this page again and go. You can try it, and then go over all the things and maybe write it down. It depends how much time you have to make the decision. But that's not the thing. The thing is that the more you learn this and you internalize it, it becomes like second nature. And also, there were like little insights that we had throughout that you can use in all kinds of different ways. But the thing is that the more you internalize generally Chassidut, the more you learn Chassidut, there's a lot of concepts and words and ideas and models, the more they become absorbed in your bloodstream, you can say, then, and this goes back to David's question from before, the more you can actually make instinctive decisions, because your instincts are refined. The whole point of Chassidut is to refine your senses of what's right and wrong, of what's profound and shallow, of what's holy and profane, of what advances you and what pulls you backwards. And the more you refine your senses, then the more you can actually trust your real instincts. And you can trust your instincts to go all the way to come from your pnimiyut halev. You'll make mistakes, and you learn from them, and you go back. But it's a lifetime of work, of refining. And we spoke about Adam and Chava. Adam and Chava, where did they live? They lived in Gan Eden. What is Eden? Eden is refinement, subtlety, tenderness, adinut. So going back to Gan Eden, going back to the Garden of Eden, has to do with refining our attributes and our senses. Idun hamidot and idun hachushim. And then Adam and Eve, Adam and Chava, can remarry, and they can say that was the best decision of our lives, that we got married and we found each other, and it's the best decision I've made in my life.